So you know, it's more like, it seems more like a sausage maker or something. I guess it's not the best metaphor I could think of. One thing goes in and another comes out at the same time, so it looks like it's just passing right through. That's the kind of effect that would be better. And then we could keep the original size and all of that. So yeah, let's try to do that. How about that? I think that's a pretty fun thing. Only problem is it's completely visual. Okay, anyway, yeah, we should do that. I've been putting that one off for a while. Let me just double check here. Dynamic noise floor computation. Yeah, it's kind of been done. Gradually populate. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, so let's look in the input manager. The mic entity start input is where this stuff happens, right? No, that's not right. It's a collision, which is an effect entity. Yeah, that's right. I just I don't know about this. I've realized this a couple times, but I just found myself thinking about it again. We could just make the output the effect entity hold, just kind of like hold the sound, keep capturing the input, and just hold it until it stops receiving that input, and then release the next entity. That would be a little easier to implement. Yeah, but not by much. Let's just do this way. So effect entity collide with. So this is where it just says kill the other guy instantly. What we probably want is not a death message like this, but instead, yeah, this is where we can use MT paint. Yeah, so this one was, I'm not sure. Diff old FF. This was Audacity. This was from the Audacity stream. So we don't need that. That's a pretty basic one. Lose it. Yes. Oh. Okay. So let's draw stuff. What's I about to draw anyway? Oh yeah. So here's our effect box. Like that. And here is our voice entity. Yeah. And when it starts moving up, oh no, I don't know how to use this and it's really complicated. No. Anyway, it goes like this, right? It butts against the thing. Yeah. And then at this point, so this is the collision. Right now we just delete this and say it's gone. What we want to do is not delete it, but instead just chip change the size and position so that every update it's going to just barely be touching this, and at the same time spit out something on this side. So essentially this goes here, and it's actually not so easy for me to do. And the problem is the real issue is that our time step, we compute force and all that for the next time step. If we just treat it like it's this time step, we'll have a little bit of overlap, so it won't be exactly flush, but that's okay, I think. We can assume that if it collided like this, because the effect is stationary, this guy's moving up. At least one vector is moving up. What I mean is it might be moving diagonally. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, so to get this to happen, yeah, we should just compute how much it's overlapped and delete that amount. Yeah. We could even do stuff like we just let the collision happen repeatedly, so that's definitely gonna happen if we allow this thing to keep existing, this entity to keep existing, because we don't take it out of the game state just yet. It's still in the game engine being processed, so next time it's going to move a little bit more up and collide again, and we can shift it up a little bit more. And that's kind of cool, actually, because with this, yeah, we can keep doing this until it is completely gone, at which case we can delete the entity. Or I don't know. Yeah, this is a little tricky, isn't it? Alright, I've got it. Alright, here's what we do. When it collides with the effect box, we kill the velocity. So there's a v.y for y velocity, and a v.x for, sideways velocity. Say it's moving like that. So we just kill that and give it our own v.y. So whatever it is, we just write it over and say, okay, now it's going to be like 10 pixels a second or something. This will allow us to control the rate of in and out. And then we don't have to worry about the thing sliding off to the right. Yeah, so once it makes contact, it's like it's docked, and it will move slower at whatever rate it processes things. Yeah, I can spit it out at the same rate. Another thing we can do is right here, take it out of the game state, take the voice object out of the game state so it won't collide anymore, and we just that might be the thing to do, because then we can lock the effect class and say, okay, don't do anything else, just in your update call, all I want you to do is mark yourself with the state that you're taking in an input, and then in your maybe you can change color or something and flash a bunch of times. Yeah, and then we just draw this guy. We continue to draw it in the draw update. We treat it like a child almost. Only thing, if we do that, collisions from other places will not be affected. Ooh, this is tricky. Yeah, because we still want things to collide. We don't want this guy to move anymore, though. Yeah, for now, I'm gonna say we make it a subchild of effect. We treat it something like a child. That's gonna solve the problem with other objects interacting with it. And later, when it becomes necessary, I don't know. This is actually pretty tricky. Well, I can't really decide yet, so let's just do one. I'm gonna look at it for 1 more minute. I'm gonna make this a child, and how am I gonna deal with other guys? Should I just let them run past? Yeah, I could make it translucent and let other guys run past while it's taking the effect in. That would be pretty logical, and well, we don't have to worry about that yet either, because we're going to hopefully deal with single sounds. Yeah. Graphical stuff is a little bit scary to work on, to be honest, because once we start doing like nice graphics, it's going to change, and this code might be invalidated. As long as it's like fairly basic stuff, though, we're probably okay. Like, yeah. I'm going to just implement the taking in part first, the slow taking in part. So it's actually interesting. We're going to let this other guy be removed. This is the voice object. So we're going to let him be removed. And if it's a sound we can process, which looks like remove the other guy. Okay. Okay, so here is when we have another sound. We delete anything that hits us, pretty much, any moving entity. But only some of them produce sounds to be processed, so these are the only ones we're going to have lock the state and do this cool intake graphic and function stuff. So yeah, so now we've got the sound, and we're going to need to keep a reference to that object, remove or other, pretty much. So let's do that. Let's go to effect entity.h, because we're going to have to add a few member variables. Yeah, so we're going to call that guy input entity. So that should be a moving entity. Or can it be a snakeable entity? I'm just kind of surprised. Let me double check if our output sounds are actually entities, snakeable entities. No, they're moving entities. Yeah, so this is no good. This is before I added the moving entity class in the middle. And does it have create transfer sound? But where is that create transfer sound? Maybe it's in normal physics entity.